What is up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here on a day that I don't normally live stream. My name is Erin Bees. Let me back up. What? Was I butchering my intro? That's weird. Let me run the disclaimer, gather my thoughts, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by the reps. If you would like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be super helpful. It helps me to get the word out to other people to not join these types of schemes and scams. Also, I hope that word salad is on the menu for you for dinner tonight. Drop your favorite dressing if you like, salad dressing, your favorite toppings on a salad, because that's what we're going to get from Brian Underwood tonight. Brian Underwood is the CEO of Prove It. I'm contemplating doing a whole nother video that I just was inspired to do a few hours ago. More to come on that. And yeah, so this is a training that was done for the distributors in Prove It. Word salad, Pinterest quotes, MLM shenanigans, weird analogies, all of the favorites, if you will, for a Friday evening. So I hope you have your favorite snack, your favorite beverage. I know I do. And we're going to open it real quick, for the festivities, because I did legs today. And for those of you that have been following my channel for quite some time, when I do legs, I'm typically in a silly, goofy mood, and that's no different tonight. So I'm going to do an ASMR moment in case you're brand new here. And I open the can, put it next to the microphone. We rate the bubbles. 1 being 10 being that was crispy. Yeah. I just thought of a really inappropriate joke that I'm not going to say. Anyways, if you're a member, you have a special bubble emote that you can put. It's a lot of fun. If you're not into ASMR, I'll wave when I'm done. Okay, let's go. That pop was... Okay, I'm done, by the way. What do y'all think? Oh, the best. The best. Strawberries and cream, Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar. Highly suggest. Also, excuse me, what? Anyways, I hope you guys are ready to have some fun tonight. We are going to laugh. We are going to giggle. There is going to be snark, and I don't apologize for it. I will say it with my entire chest. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, I spilled a little on my keyboard. Can't be having that. Yeah, let's get into it. This is training that Prove It put out somewhere, somehow, trying to convince people to stay longer, probably, in my opinion. Charcity, what's up? Member for 6 months. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate you. And Charcity says, hello, beautiful people. We are here for the snark. Appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Okay, so this is about a 40+ minute video, and I just have a lot to say.
Really special momentum makers, because we are here on the 2nd of January 2025. When I wrote out in my gratitude journal this morning 2025, I smiled. I was so excited because it's 2025. How can you not be excited about a quarter of a century that's passed? And we get to be here together tonight learning. We have a special guest that I'm going to introduce to you in a few minutes, and I'm also going to introduce myself.
So if you're going to have the CEO, what is this doing? If you're going to have the CEO of your company on, that's not really a special guest, A special guest would imply that it's somebody that doesn't appear on these trainings often. So that's weird.
And I want to know too now in the chat, who has chosen a word already that is representing your year? And if you have, put that in the chat. What is...
Do you guys have a word of the year? Do y'all have a word of the year?
A word that you're going forward in this year with? Ooh, shine, bloom, consistency, empowerment, epic.
Scam. Scam-a-lama ding dong.
Keep going. What are, if you have that, if you have chosen a word: serve, Jesus, soar, bold, smile, sincere, fabulous, empower, confidence, restore, impact. These are really powerful.
Disrupt. Yeah. Destroy. Expose.
Words. I love
Smart.
it. Revamp, growth, harvest time, thrive. Ooh,
anarchy.
Wonderful. Thank you. Keep throwing those in there. And if you don't have yours yet, I sometimes I ruminate on mine for a little bit to figure out which is the one that hits the best. So I love seeing all of yours because I don't have the one yet that hits. So I'm going to need to scroll through this and see if there's one that really resonates the most with me. So my name is Christina Martinez Williams. If you haven't met me yet.
This is Nick Martinez's sister. Nick, the guy that allegedly has a position still in Send Out Cards, allegedly was a part of Prove It from the beginning, used to be a pilot. And what else? Oh, recently bought a Cybertruck. Yeah. This is his sister. And you'll notice some of their mannerisms when I was watching this earlier with some of the members. Some of the mannerisms, I was like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. Also, I think Cybertrucks are ugly and unnecessary. Agreed, Kristen.
I live in Fort Washington, Maryland. I'm 44 years old. I have 2 girls who are 9 and 10, and I'm married and a former coach of teachers. I have been drinking ketones for the last 8 years.
I have been eating and sharing ketones
in a few months, and I have been sharing them. This is going to be my 7th proverversary in a couple of days.
A what? What did she say? A proverversary. That is a mouthful. Your scam anniversary, your pseudoscience not backed by legitimate studies on Prove It ketones anniversary. Got it.
So I'm super excited for this time of year because this is when I got started. So if you're looking for people to get started with you, this is the time that people like to get started as well. And before drinking ketones, I was mentally and physically uncomfortable in my body. And
what? Okay, before she even continues, is she about to say that drinking ketones made her mentally and physically more comfortable in her body? Because when I hear statements like this, and I pause it before they get to the next part, they're trying to paint a picture to manipulate their audience. That's what she's doing here. So are you trying to tell all of us and whoever was on this training, I'm going to call it a video. We'll just call it that drinking Prove It ketones makes you mentally and physically more comfortable in your body? If so, that's a wild take. Please show us the studies that show that drinking Prove It ketones does any of that. Oh, they don't exist. Cute.
People were asking me if I was pregnant when I wasn't. And
also, how about we don't do that? Because that's rude. It's disgusting. Let's not do that. In fact, maybe just don't make comment on people's bodies. Maybe just stay in your lane. Maybe just don't feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, what does your baby do? Maybe just don't do that.
Because of how I felt, I stopped looking in the mirror except to put on my mascara. I was a great mom, Christina, but I was losing Christina. And
so are you trying to say that drinking ketones helped you find yourself prior to having children? Is that what you're trying to say here? Because that's weird. Christina, that's weird.
And at the end of the night, when they went to sleep, my girl went to sleep, I tried to do something for myself and it ended up just going to sleep myself.
What did you try? What do you mean you tried something and you ended up just going to sleep yourself? Are you trying to imply that you did all the things? Because when I hear that, it makes me think that you're trying to say, oh, well, I manipulated my diet and I exercised, and nothing would work until I found ketones. Is that what you're trying to say? I know that's not what she's trying to say.
But since drinking ketones, everything shifted. People ask me now if I do CrossFit, and I've lost 10 pant sizes and gained lean and toned muscle that I have maintained for the last 6 years.
Hey, guess what? Building muscle doesn't happen from drinking ketones. No. Building muscle happens when you work out and you are taking in an adequate amount of protein to repair the muscle from the damage and the micro tears from working out. So ketones don't do that. Don't even listen. If you're a prove it zealot, do not come in my comments and say, oh, well, we have a protein powder, a protein with ketones in it. Babes, look at the ingredient label. What does it have? 4 grams of protein, 6 grams of protein. A Snickers bar has more protein than your Protones. So disrespectfully sit down. Thank you.
And actually more than 6 years. And then I'm not only just a better mom, Christina, I get to be Christina all day long with the energy and focus.
What do you mean?
To go after my goals, even when my girls are asleep. So sharing ketones has shifted me even more. I have been afforded this opportunity to go from living paycheck to paycheck, to designing how we want to contribute and live.
Hey, Christina, is your brother building you? Is he putting distributors under you? Are you getting special deals like some other people in Prove It have been given, including Brian Underwood? Yeah. Hey, Brian, in case you see this, do you have distributor positions in Prove It? And you're getting paid as the CEO? Because, that's ethical. I mean, we're talking about an MLM company, so how could I possibly say the CEO should be ethical when the entire MLM business model is unethical? That's not my opinion. That's fact, because the majority of people lose money according to the FTC. So, Brian, do you have positions as distributors? As a distributor? Oh, plural. It could be plural. I have questions. I just have questions. So, Christina, is your brother building your position? Do you have multiple positions, Christina? Does your brother have multiple positions in Prove It as a distributor? Does your brother have a special deal like Michael Rutherford had with Brian, where they agreed that Brian would promote Michael Rutherford, and in return, Brian Underwood would get a percentage of Michael Rutherford's downline check? How do I know that? Oh, because Michael Rutherford included that in one of the lawsuits against Prove It. Yeah, he said that himself. Wild. Her brother is Nick Martinez in Prove It. Yeah.
World schooling our girls and making travel a lifestyle. From investing in myself in events, I've shifted from needing others people to see me to seeing and celebrating myself
I love that. I love that. And the reason that I love that, even though I don't believe that really, because when you're in Prove It, let's just talk about this. When you're in Prove It, you are taught to be motivated by recognition. You are taught to be motivated by competing with other people, even though nobody will admit that. Nobody in Prove It will admit it. They're like, oh no, we're a community. No. Brian knows how to manipulate other people to compete against their sidelines or whatnot. Also, top leaders know. Katie Rollins, talking to you. Yeah, the pinning of team members against one another while also telling the internet that, oh, it's a community. Yeah, Katie Rollins, talking to you again. They thrive on that. And why? Because at the end of the day, it drives revenue for Prove It, which weird because they're down 34% in revenue. Prove It is down 34%, 171 million, I believe. So that's interesting.
Also empowering and inspiring others to step into their passions and greatness. I thrive and feel alive and fulfilled as I get to utilize all of my God-given gifts to
Are you reading this? So heartfelt if you're reading this.
foster relationships, develop leaders, and build diverse communities at home and across the world where wealth, health, and love are the norm.
Is Wealth in the room with us right now? Because the Prove It income disclosure statement that I have in the video description says otherwise. Also, what rank are you, Christina? I'm kind of curious, because then we can look at your rank on the income disclosure statement and show if you're, let's say you're a rank 8. I don't know if she is. Let's say she's a rank 8. If we go to the Prove It income disclosure statement, we can see how many people are at that rank, which is a very small amount of people, and the income that they're allegedly making.
So I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I'm excited to say, let's go, let's thrive in this 25, and we get to do that together. And I just got word that our special guest is on. So all of you know this special guest as our CEO, Brian Underwood.
It's not a special guest. It's not how this works, Christina.
And I'm really excited to introduce him to you all tonight because I don't know. Actually, I want to know who in your who here is following Brian on his Instagram.
Oh my God, his Instagram is embarrassing.
Put a 3 in the chat if you're following Brian on Instagram. He has been dropping some fire all the time, but lately he's been dropping a lot of fire. And I feel like every time I come to my Instagram, he's the first person I see.
I mean, that's, Christina, that's how the algorithm works. It's going to show you more of what you're watching. It's not that hard to figure out.
And I share what he just posted with like 6 people. It's automatic. I just share because it is fire what he's sharing. And
fire.
I think that
drop a fire emoji in the comments if you don't think his Instagram is fire.
It's perfect. I'm sure it's intentional, but he's prepped his social media just for this call. It's really helped to bring us to this call because he's talked about consistency in the day-to-day.
Brian wouldn't know consistency if it slapped him in the face. Let's just be real. Come on, guys. Let's just be real.
Days when you stack consistent actions, you get forward a lot further faster. He's talked about knowing your clear vision and why you want what you want and your commitment to that. He's talked about loving and growing and dreaming. He's talked about consistency in the fundamentals and that the greatest players are consistent in the fundamentals. I also want to know one more thing. I see you, Brian, that I want to know who gained more clarity in their own vision from our last events, from Inspire, from Catalyst, from the It Factor. If that was
oh, you mean the events that are all now online, when after the Panini in 2020, Brian said he would never have online events again, and now they're all online. I wonder if that's because financially Prove It's not in a good place. Is that why, Brian? Why aren't you doing in-person events anymore? The people want to know.
Was you put 4 in the chat. If you've gained any level of increased clarity, increased specificity, whatever that word is, in the last events, put a 4. I know that that's something that's really happened for me in the last 4 months since each of those events and built on it themselves. And that feels really exciting because now we get to step, we continue to do that then, but we get to step with even more power,
Let's get real specific on what we're talking about here, Christina. What were your biggest takeaways from the events? And be really specific. Or are they just vague concepts? Pinterest quotes. Believing in yourself, believing in the company. Right? That's probably what your biggest takeaways were. Because the fundamentals, like Zippered Bell here says, what the hell are the fundamentals in that context, Brian? Brian doesn't know. Brian has no idea. He just wants you to think that he knows. He wants you to think that he's a leader. Absolutely not. In my opinion, he's a scam artist. That's just my opinion. Not stating that as a fact.
More further into 2025. So Brian, I'm excited to say hi to you, and then also to ask you, what are you excited about for 2025? And I also want to know, how are you kicking it off, and what are your intentions? What would you say to those of us who want to go running into this year and build a big business?
You tell, Brian.
Well, it's great to be on with everyone. Hello, everyone. I am actually how I'm kicking off 2025 is with my two boys. They're both inspire me, challenge me to be a better person.
This whole thing reminds me of the grand gestures he used to do on stage with his wife, who is now his ex-wife and sounds like living her best life. And I love that for her because she's an incredible human. That's what this is giving. This is giving over the top because of alleged behind the scene behaviors. You know what I'm saying? You smell what I'm stepping in here? Yeah. Also, the pause story. I won't apologize for it. I will not. Drop your pause stories. If you're new to my channel, I haven't done this in a while, but a pause story is where they're making a funny face, or I'm making a funny face. That's fine. I don't care. And you basically write the caption for the pause story. So pause story this. We haven't done it in a while. Oh man. I was thinking he's in one of those foyers McMansion hell make fun of. 2-story for no reason other than to look like a law firm. Yeah, I could see what you mean, K. Marie. Brain. Same. I'm lying about everything. Pause story. Wait. When the ketones run right through you. Indeed. And they do. In my opinion, based on my experience. Pause story. Shut the door. Oh my God, Lisa. Nailed it. Pause story. How can I con more money out of these people? Yeah. When you accidentally eat something with gluten and you're stuck at the bathroom. Yeah. Pause story, me prepping for my colonoscopy. Pause story, I'm in my villain era. Oh man, y'all are good. Here's one more. Pause story. Still waiting on my brain to deliver on the word salad I ordered 30 minutes ago. And on that note, we're going to carry on in his word salad filled with Pinterest quotes.
Brylan is sitting right in front of me. But we literally just got back from Universal Studios. The other day we were at Disney. We have had a home here in Orlando, right on Disney property for the last 6 years. And so it's just kind of a magical place for us. We like going.
I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say this. So apparently, Blake Mellon, who's the president of Prove It that came from Visalis, lived in the Pacific Palisades and lost his house in the fires that are happening in California. So as I'm listening to Brian and all of his privilege as the CEO of a multi-level marketing company, I'm thinking, how do I want to word this? Hold, please. The audacity to put a GoFundMe together after you're sitting here bragging about owning a house in Orlando, going to Disney, full privilege on display, based off of the backs of the distributors in the company that are losing money, according to Prove It's own income disclosure statement. And you're going to promote a video and a GoFundMe for Blake Mellon, a millionaire in a scammy MLM company, and it's not his first rodeo, in my opinion. And how much did you contribute, Brian? How much money did you donate to Blake Mellon and his family and his Amazon wish list that has wetsuits on it and other things. How much did you contribute? How dare you ask the distributors in the company to help you fund a millionaire's house that was lost in the fire? How much did you contribute, Brian, personally? Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Into the new year this way, just because I feel like it's a source of possibility of what's possible. And it is magic. And I think that there's magic in all of us. And the key is for us to make magic happen, to make miracles happen, to create magic. I think that's what 2025, I think that's what renewal, that's what a new year is all about, a new season. It gives everyone on this
And yes, I am going to do a video on that.
call the opportunity to reset and really gain momentum in your own life, and momentum is gained from a starting point. And so hopefully everyone created that starting point, whether it was yesterday or today. But I believe that to me, that's what new year represents, right? It's a new reset. It's a new starting point. And I think for so many people, we get so distracted by different things that are either going on in our lives, different seasons, social media. What other people are doing is a really big one. Like, people get distracted based on what other people are doing and why they're doing what they're doing, instead of focusing in.
And why is that, Brian? Because you create competition between your own distributors to try and drive up revenue. Let's just be honest. I mean, how dare me say that somebody like this should be honest
On the magic that they have and what they want to create. And, for me, I think that it's a reset for me, both, from a business financial standpoint, to a physical and health standpoint, to being a better dad and what that looks like, all the way into also a source of like things that I just want to do and accomplish. And I think for everyone on this call, the reason that I got on the call tonight, literally, we just walked in from Universal, is because I think it's such a pivotal call for everyone. And I've always said this: there's a million ways to create the life that you want, but it all starts with you creating it. And so I heard you say, "What is your word for this year?" And I was like, man, I haven't really created a word this year. And I think my word, as we're talking, two things come to mind right as you said that, was number one, beginnings. Like, to me, this year is about beginnings for me personally. And I think hopefully some of you all can relate. It's like, what are you beginning? What are you starting? And I think that for me, beginning in creation, a lot of people think creation is started after you see the masterpiece. But to me,
What? Creation is started after you see the masterpiece? The masterpiece comes from creation. What are you talking about? Do you think he's getting inspiration confused with all of this? Because you see something, you get inspired, you create it, and then you have a masterpiece. What? Brian, what are you talking about?
creation is started in the infancy, in the seeding, in the beginning of it. And I think that this is a great year to seed, to create. But I think that for me, my challenge for myself is
Saying anything of substance? Saying anything concrete?
what am I going to do different? Like, knowing what I want. All of you know what you want already. I really believe that. I believe that most people on this call, you wouldn't be on this call if you haven't already done self-discovery of wanting more and what that more looks like. And so for me, I would say, how has that evolved, and what are you going to do different? What are you going to do different this year? How are you going to start the year, but then consistently keep moving forward in the year? And I think along with that, there's a couple other questions that might pop up, and that is, what are you going to give up? You see, in life, it's really simple. It's not just about what you want in life. More importantly, it's about what you're going to give up to get what you want. And I'll say this: I probably gained 15 to 20 pounds in the last 6 months because I'm eating way.
You a little stressed out? Got a little extra life stress on your plate there, Brian. Revenue down. Hey, if I'm wrong, let's see a 2024 income disclosure statement. Brian Underwood, I dare you. I dare you to put it out. Because the last one they did was from 2022, which I've included in the video description. So I dare you. If things are going so well, if, business as usual, Brian, put the numbers out. Let's see them. Prove me wrong. Prove it. Pun intended.
Too much bread.
Oh,
So I'll give you an example.
I thought ketones helped with fat loss. Because if somebody has been drinking Prove It ketones and they claim it helps with fat loss, they would have no fat on their body, especially considering some of the people have been drinking them for 7+ years. It's almost like they don't do what they claim they'll do, because that's not how science works. Allegedly, in my opinion.
Yesterday I was at the pool here at the Four Seasons, and I ordered a salmon burger. It has this deal sauce. It's just amazing. And they brought it, and I pushed the bread to the side, and I just ate the salmon.
You're such a shining example of giving something up to get what you want, Brian. Keep drinking those ketones. Keep living the dream, my guy.
We went to at Universal Day. We went to where did we go eat, Brian? No, what was
those ketones are really helping that mental clarity, aren't they? Yeah, really. The ketones are ketoning. You know what I'm saying?
the name of it? Hey, Brixton.
So professional. Nothing like yelling at your kids while on a company call. Yeah, so professional.
We went to eat, and I forget. Usually I get fish and chips. They have a great fish and chips, but I gave up bread, so I didn't eat the fish and chips. I ate a rotisserie chicken. But my point is, that's a metaphor for everything in our life. But it's not even about what we're willing to give up. It's what we are going to do consistently. And
we'll see how consistent you are with the giving up bread thing. I give them about 2 weeks.
And that's what I keep reminding myself. And, so many times I've seen people, success is defined in so many different ways, and a lot of people define it and then they feel like that they have it. And success is always moving because I believe as you grow.
Success is always moving. You know why, Brian? Specifically talking about Prove It, because y'all are always changing the goalposts. You're always moving them around. Oh, we're going to do this. Drink versus diet. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, now we're going to do a 60-day reboot or 60-hour reboot. Oh, now we're going to do a what do they call it? The iFast. Oh, now we're going to have 30 days of ketones, when we were screaming for it when I was a part of Prove It. You know why he didn't want to do that? To keep costs down. Brian, that makes no sense. Now they're going to have 30-day boxes of ketones for $200 US. People are saving like 50 cents by buying a 30-pack versus a 20-pack.
There's an art to, pursuing another goal, another opportunity, pursuing another level of yourself. And so, I believe that we have to ask ourselves the important questions, and that is,
am I really making money in Prove It, or does Brian want you to think that you're making money in Prove It? Because the answer to that is do a profit and loss statement. What are you spending versus what, if anything, is coming in? And I know Brian's or your upline, Brian, your upline, your sideline, whoever's doing this training from Prove It, which is quite embarrassing. They're going to want you to think, oh, well, just give it 3 to 5 years, and you'll be making money the way that your upline is. That's not going to happen. That's not how the math formula, the compensation plan, that's not how it works in Prove It. In order for the people above you in Prove It To be making the money that they are, they have to depend on you continuing to order whatever cash grab Prove It decides to put out. The distributors in this company, in my opinion, are the biggest customers. There's a reason that the uplines say, oh, make sure you get 2 boxes, caffeinated and uncaffeinated, because, this new flavor, you never know what your customers are going to want. Meanwhile, the majority of people in this company have loads, if they listen to this advice, which I hope that they don't listen to their upline, they have tons and tons of product sitting on their shelves waiting to expire. And how do I know that? I was a part of Prove It. How do I know that? They have a whole Facebook group where they are selling expired ketones from having stock on hand. Get out of Prove It. Do not join another MLM company. And Mandy Mitchell and all of them that joined Amare. Brian, why didn't you sue them? I'm going to say that every time I talk about Prove It, because Brian and Prove It and Terry LaCour used to sue these people, these top leaders at the top of the pyramid that would leave for another company. He used to sue them for $1 million. I'm not kidding. Look it up. But no lawsuit with Mandy Mitchell or Kelsey G. I can't think of how to say her last name. No lawsuit for those people. What is the other gal's name? It's her husband, her and her husband. He's bald. His name is Craig. What is her name? She follows me on Instagram, which I don't know why. She went to Amare too. Why has he not sued them for going to another company? Weird. It's almost like maybe Prove It isn't doing well financially. I love that for us. And I love that for them, actually.
What won't you do this year? Or what will you do consistently? But what are your distractions? Like really getting honest with ourselves. Like, if we know that this business platform and what we have in Prove It is validated, it's
validated by who? The distributors? By you? By Blake Mallon? Who's validating? Because it's not validated by legit scientific studies, I'll tell you that much.
The jury is in. You can't dispute it any longer. You can dispute people's actions that are within our business, right? But the reality of it is our business model will pay you $100 a month, $200 a month, $2,000 a month, $2,000 a day, $200,000 a month, all the way up. Like,
Brian, one, you can't say that. That's an income claim. And two, if that were true, it would show that on the income disclosure statement. But the income disclosure statement, again listed in the video description, shows that the majority of people don't make anything. Only if you're at the top of the pyramid and probably have special deals, in my opinion.
It has paid people that. And so what I'm sharing with you is some of the people that it's paid that, it's not paying that anymore. Does that mean that it's a problem with our business model?
Yes. Yes. What do you mean? Some people are saying it doesn't pay like that anymore. Well, that's because the distributors are leaving, getting out of multi-level marketing, but unfortunately, some are going to other MLM companies. So the uplines aren't getting paid like they were. So yes, Brian.
Or it's a function within them. And I think that that's what.
Now, I didn't see victim blaming and shaming coming into the picture, but imagine telling people on a Prove It call that the people that aren't making money or not making the money that they were, it's their fault. Brian, at the end of the day, you're the CEO. You are the leader. You're the leader because you're in that role. So if people are not making the money that they were, that's your fault because this is your company. That's how that works.
We've seen a real shift over the years, and even from last year to this year. Like we talked last year, we are in a recession. It's so funny because you're hearing all this news now, and you have people that are depressed, people that are 40 and under. They showed that they have 27% less wealth today than they did last year, right? 40 and under is close to 30% less wealth based on how they do these studies. Now, the interesting thing about it is, though, they showed that people's loneliness and their self-esteem or their self-confidence has gone way down. And the reason for it is because how social everyone is on social media, the distractions that we watch, but what we're watching is illusions. We're watching headlines, and the headlines are showing, Bitcoin is up, 10,000% or whatever. The stock market's up higher than it's ever been before. But the reality of it is that the most people don't have money within it, and it's only been sporadic, right? Or you
Sporadic? Sporadic? Now listen, I know I butcher words all the time, but sporadic, you mean sporadic? What?
One that in our industry that is doing something new, and they're like, oh man, I'm doing all of this new. But they're not really doing something new. They just moved to a new company that they're promoting, and they're trying to repopulate people.
Are you talking about Mandy Mitchell and them? The people that are leaving Prove It and going to other companies? Is that what you're talking about, Brian? I love it.
And the reason I mention that is I think our industry is one of the best industries in the world to create, but
I'm going to add to that. He thinks it's that MLM is the best industry in the world to create without getting paid, unless you're at the top of the pyramid. I feel like you left some of that out, Brian.
Stay in creation. We have to always be in a beginning stage. And
you keep messing with that t-shirt, and it's making me wonder if you are feeling a little insecure, Brian. I don't know.
And I believe this year we have an opportunity in front of us like never before. We've seen affiliate marketing really boom. It's flattened out. And last year, it literally, the numbers that are just coming in on it is kind of overwhelmingly because it became overpopulated, became overstimulated, became too many distractions. It became.
By distractions, do you mean unethical influencers pushing things like greens? Or miracle cure-all products, or anti-wrinkle creams? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean by distractions? Oh my God.
Too many options for too many people, and no one centrally focused on one.
You don't have to focus on one thing as an affiliate if there's products that you like. Speaking of, I am wearing Ethereal lip gloss from Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. It is an affiliate link. So if you go to Adriana Nicole Cosmetics and you type in Aaron B's, you will save money on an order of $20 or more. Ethereal lip gloss. I also have Ethereal eyeshadow. I got the single shadow. I got a bunch of them, and a palette. Just going to go ahead and reapply. And here's the really cool thing about affiliate marketing. I don't have to recruit anybody. I'm not getting paid to recruit somebody and then to get paid off of their sales. I don't have to paint this whole picture of a lifestyle, that's fake. I could just live my life and be who I am. And if it's a product that I love, I get to share it. I do make a small commission. If you go to Adriana Nicole Cosmetics, you use my code. But I'm sharing something that I love. I don't have to recruit, and it's not an unethical business model. That's the beauty of affiliate marketing. And if I wanted to share an Amazon affiliate link or any other affiliate link for products that I love, I'm not going to be sharing supplements. I'll tell you that much. I will not have an affiliate link for supplements because I can't as a personal trainer, but also there's so much out there. That's my technical term with affiliate marketing and supplements. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I actually have that on my website. Thanks, Avery Joe, for putting that on my website. So yeah, that's the thing. That's what's so different from multi-level marketing, or between multi-level marketing and affiliate marketing. People can share a product that they love. And whether we're talking about MLM or affiliate marketing, there's always going to be unethical influencers that are lying through their teeth. For example, I saw an ad on TikTok for Mary Ruth vitamins, and this influencer was talking about how she noticed a difference in her hair in like 2 weeks of taking this vitamin, which got me thinking, because, science brained when it comes to certain things. I'm like, well, what is the hair growth cycle? What does that look like? Because how can you say you noticed a difference in 2 weeks if the hair growth cycle is much longer than that? So that's a perfect example, in my opinion, of an unethical influencer who is just sharing something because the company sent her the product and they're like, hey, I use my code, you're going to get a discount, but it's not something that they've used long enough to show that, hey, it does anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think the concept of a liquid vitamin, considering so many people have trouble taking pills or capsules, I think that that's brilliant, but be honest about it. Be ethical about how you're talking about these products. Hey, I like it because it's a liquid. It doesn't taste the best, or it does taste the best, or whatever. You can be honest and share your thoughts on a product and still make an income. Anyways, I know that was a little bit of a rant. Hey, Lushy, but just be ethical.
So like this whole affiliate marketing is here to stay. There's no doubt about that, right? But the traction that people are getting from it is different today than it was before. And direct sales or network marketing, took a hit 2 or 3 years ago with the stimulation of that. And I just think that we've seen the internet become overpopulated with opportunity, with what's real, what's not. This whole fear of loss that is happening. And when you look at that, what I have found is that people have lost personal momentum. And they've lost personal momentum because I think that they have lost clarity of focus of what is it that they're really after, right? And then building into that. Yes, you might have 10,000 comments or 10,000 friends or whatever on social media, but you could.
How many of those were bought? How many of those were purchased? Because I'll tell you what, Kate Higdon, who when did I cover her? I don't remember, a live video. Listen, story time. When I was on that, I think it was a live stream. When I was on the live stream, and she was talking about the Black Friday and how it does well every single year. And I was like, I'm going to see her Facebook page, and just on that live stream was scrolling. And because I'd scrolled on that live stream, that was the only time that I visited her page. Because I had scrolled during that live stream, I became one of her top fans. So that tells you the level of engagement. So when you see these influencers that have a ton of followers, you need to ask yourself, how many of those were bought? How many of them are bots? And what does their engagement look like? If they have 50,000 followers, but they get 2 comments, that says everything that you need to know, especially the people in multi-level marketing that are buying followers. It's not going to age well for them.
Still be feeling lonely and empty and wondering and feeling like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen or not? So I think that like today it's really focusing on quality. Like, what is the quality that we're focusing on? The quality of the connections that we have, the quality of the relationships. And I think that there's an opportunity if we get back to the people business, and that's what our business is all about. Our business model is a people business. It's the people industry. It's called relationship marketing. We call it community-based marketing. We coined that term. I just got wind because we've been using that term for 10 years that a company was trying to trademark it. And we obviously.
Shackley did trademark that, community marketing. How do I know? You can look the trademark up online. Brian, is your little man feelings hurt? Somebody is trying to use our term that we coined 10 years ago. Why didn't you trademark it like you trademark everything else? It would be interesting if instead of spending all this money on trademarking things, if he actually had legitimate studies done, paid to have third-party, independent, peer-reviewed studies to show that prove its products do or don't do what they say they are supposed to. Wouldn't that be fascinating? Oh, but see, then there's the risk that if he paid that money and the research showed that, oh, they don't do anything more than it's a blast of vitamin B that your body is going to pee out any extra because it's water soluble, a little bit of caffeine, you know, there's a risk that wouldn't work out in his favor, right? So that's probably why he didn't do that. Terry LaCour, is that why you didn't do that? With your 120 some LLCs, and is that why you figured out how to keep the scam going? In my opinion, allegedly.
Actually had prior art, and I just thought it was funny. It was another network marketing company, and but when I really look at it, you know, that's become a pop phrase now. Community, community, community. I was on a basketball site or a training site, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah."
By the way, is anybody else excited about the 3-on-3 unrivaled basketball league, women's basketball league that is coming? I think it starts on the 17th. Is anybody else excited about that? If so, drop me a basketball in the comments, because I am so excited about it. And the average income for players in this unrivaled league is $220 some thousand. Pay these women, pay them. The unrivaled league is going to make the WNBA have to make real changes. Did you guys know that the women in the league, when somebody buys their jersey or a shirt, did y'all know that they don't get paid commission or any kind of royalties off of their name, their own name? Did y'all know that? We need to pay these athletes, these women athletes. We need to pay them. Anyways, I'm excited about it. I guess you can watch it on HBO Max. So apparently I'm going to have to get that too, because I want to watch all of the games. It's a 3-on-3 tournament, and they're also going to have a 1-on-1 competition, which I think is a really cool idea, because then they're going to be like the best player, 1-on-1 player in the nation. And I just think that's really cool. And I can't wait to see some of my favorite top players. It's going to be so fun. The teams are really cool. The jerseys are really cool. The marketing has been phenomenal. The way that the players are and the teams, the clubs, as they're calling them. It's cool. It's cool. Men do get paid for their jersey. Pay women in sports, period. Yeah, it's on HBO Max, but I think it's on the 17th. I could have my date wrong, but check it out. If you're a basketball fan, if you're somebody that supports women's sports, check it out.
Come to our fitness community. This is our, forget it what the name, Panther training community. It was all out today, you know. So I think community is this buzzword that's been marketed, and it's kind of been, you know, I think it's diluted the impact of what we really meant for it. But I think if we can get back,
Brian, y'all didn't come up with the term community. First of all, community has been around forever. And the reason that you feel like MLM companies, if that's what you're talking about here, or communities online, the reason that you're talking about this in this way is because your community is based off of transactional relationships. Your community, aka Prove It, in my opinion, is based off of taking advantage of other people in more than one way. And Brian Underwood, you know what I'm talking about.
to relationships, I have an entire book that I've dedicated to this year. And on that book, one of the pages is goals just for relationships. You know, what are the quality of relationships that I want in my life and that I want to start networking and developing again? And when I say again, I feel like for so many years, I've been taking the relationships that are in front of me instead of really prioritizing the.
Oh, what's the matter? Your inner circle leaving, Brian? Going to a different company?
Quality of relationships of the people that I want there. You know, and as you become successful, you'll find that there's a lot of people that show up when you're successful and growing, and you got to ask yourself, well, what is that relationship about? And it's okay if you have something to give them, right? But that's not going to keep you fulfilled, because a relationship, I think, has to be reciprocal.
I'm sorry. I would not take relationship advice from this guy ever. Not even for $1 million. I would not take relationship advice from him. Whether we're talking about friendships, whether we're talking about, you know, romantic relationships, absolutely not.
And so I think that if all of these things that I'm sharing with you,
some of this is as far as like the glitching on the video is his Wi-Fi. Some of it could be mine as well, so I apologize for that.
You all can just stimulate a little bit of clarity for you in 2025. I believe 2025 is going to be your best year ever. No, really, this year is the year for your best year ever. I say no, really, because
you say that every year. And yet the revenue is still continuing to drop. Improve it. So
every year we say that, but we have to realize that we have control of that. And when we say that, it's the beginning of what we're creating. And, I think that, we use our industry. I can tell you what people are looking for right now, whether it's affiliate marketers, network marketing, is, people do want stability. Now more than ever, especially with all these private equity firms that we've seen go in and cannibalize their businesses because the industry really got cannibalized. And they took away that business model, right? So people want to know that they have security. They want legacy, I think, more than ever before.
And you're not going to get security and legacy in a multi-level marketing company. That's impossible. Unless you're at the top of the company, unless you get in super early. And even then, eventually it's going to fizzle out because people wake up to the scheme. They start to understand, oh, so my upline's only getting paid because I'm ordering the products. And that's why all the training is on recruiting people, because they need to recruit people that buy a kit to earn the commission. And then they need those people buying the products.
Or people are starting to realize, wait a minute, what can I do and build, but consistently build to have something at the end of it? And I think that's why leadership has to shift on this call to really start helping people understand that this game is a long-term game. And I think for so many years it was promoted as, get a few people in and, leverage income and diversify and, work once and get paid the rest of your life. That does not happen. I've never seen it happen in 30 years.
I guarantee you, if we go back to some of his old trainings, he said the complete opposite of what he's saying here. I bet he was the guy that was like, listen, I'm here. I'm going to work the next 3 to 5 years so that I don't have to work the rest of my life. So I can make that, beachfront money, or what did they call it? Beach money. Is that what they call it? I can't remember. I guarantee you he used to say that recently, probably improve it. Come on.
And what it's done, it's created a churn that's hurt people emotionally. We have the
and financially
ability this year by educating and resparking through creation, right? Through new beginnings. And you're going to see some new beginnings with the company. That's something we've been working on that you're going to start seeing unfold slowly but surely this year, in the first quarter of this year, and some major announcements. But the key to that is to create legacy with next generation, the next generation energy, the next generation of beginning, but something that actually can take hold, that we can count on. But let me just say this to you. It's not the company that you can count on. You are the company. Can the company count on you? Can we count on each other? And I think for so many times, like, people give themselves a way out, or give themselves an opportunity to let themselves off the hook. And what I mean by that is by this analogy of, what comes quick will leave quick. And what I think that everyone has to.
This is him practically begging the distributors to stick around for longer. Just wait, guys. There's a big announcement coming. What happened to the other courses that you were charging people $1,000 to learn how to coach people on, drinking ketones, Brian? That were supposed to come out, I believe, last August. What happened to that? Oh, did that fizzle out because people realized it was a cash grab? Good. I hope so. $1,000 for an online course to sell ketones? Ridiculous.
Realize is that this is a business just like anything else, and we can often blame ourselves. And don't beat yourself up, right? Because a lot of times what happens, and let me just tell you what happens. Most people never want to look in the mirror and put the responsibility on their shoulders.
Brian, where's your accountability? Look in the mirror, my guy. You're the CEO.
Instead, what people want to do, and this is a new day that we can recreate this. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is we have to know where the problem is so we can shift it and keep it for the new beginning, right? And the easiest thing in the world to do is to blame other people or blame a situation, or a company. of your situation, or blame something else, right?
I guarantee you this is hit. I guarantee you this is coming from people leaving to go to Amare. And he's like, listen, they're probably going to say, this is what I feel like he's saying without actually saying this. There's probably going to be people that are saying that they weren't making as much money anymore, and that's why they had to move to a new company. People are quick to blame a situation or a company. Well, when like, why is first of all, why is Pruvit's revenue dropping so drastically? Why are some of the top leaders leaving? Why did Brian, why did Michael Rutherford have several lawsuits against Pruvit? I can answer that, in my opinion, of course. I feel like it's the unethical behavior behind the scenes, period. The special deals, the special contracts, somebody went to the website and said they wanted to join as a promoter. All right, Steve Milkey, who are you going to give this lead to that nobody in the company knew about? Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Only some people knew about. Yeah, the running of ads. And Pruvit said that they would, you would always have to order through a distributor. Well, why in 2019-ish was Pruvit running ads and the contact was HQ? They were running ads to compete and undercut their own distributors. Why is Pruvit selling ketones on Amazon? But you're going to get on here and blow smoke up these people's butts. Listen, these people are leaving, they're blaming, they need to be taking accountability themselves. Well, I could say the same about you, Brian, because I think Pruvit is in a steady decline because of your unethical behavior, because of your private deals behind the scenes, amongst other things that you were doing behind the scenes, talking about emotionally hurting people. And he knows what I'm talking about.
The hardest thing in the world to do is to accept that responsibility. We talk about it all the time. We have for 10 years. But instead of practicing it, I think that it becomes hyperbole, or it becomes a one-liner in a training, or something on social media. And that is, leadership is responsibility. But I think that this is the year that you focus on leading you. You start with the things that you're going to give up. You start with what it is that you really want. You start with taking away the distractions. And then you start focus on building the quality of habits that you can consistently do. And I can promise you this, for anyone on this call that wants to build $1 million a year income, start from the beginning today. But what you have to do is realize that 90% of the income that you're going to create by the end of the year will happen in the last 3 months of the year.
The reason he's saying that is because he wants these distributors to keep buying the products and keep working on, advertising on social media, many of them for free because of the income disclosure statement, and hang on until the last 3 months of the year where they have all the Black Friday sales and the 31% off sales and all of that stuff. And that's what he's saying here. If you're in Pruvit or any MLM for that matter, get out. Look at the money you're spending. Look at the money that you're more than likely not making. It's not worth it. You need to gain your life back. You deserve to be paid for your time, energy, and creativity. And you deserve so much better than a multi-level marketing company that doesn't care about you. And I know that's going to sting. And some people are going to be like, no, we're a community. No, you're a community as long as you are maintaining those transactional relationships. As long as you are funding the lifestyle of your upline, you're a community. The second you cancel that auto ship, the second that you stop participating in the trainings and you stop participating in the groups on Facebook and all of that stuff, your upline's gonna be like, hey, are you gonna be placing an order this month? It's transactional based and you deserve better.
It will happen in the last 3 months, but we've all been accustomed to instant gratification so much that we want it right now. It's not a numbers game. It's a quality game. And we're seeing the shift in social media. For some of you, you were able to get hundreds of people buying product very quickly on the internet. But now with the noise and the algorithms and how everything shifts and changes, that's diluted. Well, it's not the company, it's not ketones. Let me tell you, if you're paying attention, right now you have a gold mine in your hand, because everything that people are talking about, thought leaders, health, fitness, I mean, this is the day of it, right? I mean, New Year's Day, that's when everyone's talking about their New Year's resolutions. Let's get fit, let's get healthy. And
Brian, how long has the company been around? You're acting like you're starting a whole new company. And I know in your mind, you're wanting people to think that. You're wanting people to think that people are, as they're thinking about their health and as they're thinking about New Year's resolutions, which, by the way, I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. I think just continue to do what you're doing. And if there are things, little habits that you want to change a little bit at a time, over time, and that's going to be sustainable, specifically around health, specifically around fitness is what I'm talking about. But I think that he wants people to believe that this is a starting from scratch kind of thing. And if this company were so great, we wouldn't see the rapid decline in revenue. We wouldn't see these top leaders leaving. We wouldn't see the lack of lawsuits when people leave. You know what I'm saying? It's so very interesting to hear, as people are super health conscious or becoming more health conscious, thinking that ketones, a proprietary blend with many formulas that I have had tested for heavy metals coming back for positive for small amounts. Not all of them that I tested, but having small amounts of heavy metals, that somebody in the year of 2025, with all of the noise, aka education from the anti-MLM movement, and just people speaking on how unethical supplement companies can be as a whole, and MLMs can also be included in that, and how people aren't going to ask questions about the ingredients. In 2025, there's no reason that a supplement company needs to have a proprietary blend. If the products were as good as you say they are, and they were supposed to give the benefits that you say they are, you wouldn't have to hide behind a proprietary blend. You'd be loud and proud with it. Oh, but no, it's a proprietary blend. Come on, Brian.
I mean, I've been hit so many times on these little ads that I see keep popping up, or emails that keep coming in. And it's all about longevity. It's all about, a higher quality of life. And I feel like we have the holy grail of it.
You may feel like that, but that's not factual. No.
And the energy, people want more energy. And what I'm saying is the awareness of ketones isn't on the rise. It's the awareness of people realizing that there's technology out there that can completely shift, and they're willing to try anything.
Ketones are not a technology. It's a supplement. It's a drink, a proprietary blend supplement with thousands of the daily amount of vitamin B. Thousands. Your body can only absorb so much vitamin B, and then it's going to excrete the rest. If people are looking for energy, there are so many other ways to get it. You don't have to pay $130 for a box of 20, or what is it, $199 or $200 for a box of 30 and save 50% or 50 cents, 50 cents between the 20 and the 30 box. Like, come on. No.
There's people realizing that this biohacking stuff is real. There's real science about measuring, different.
Is the science in the room with us now? Or is it pseudoscience? Is the pseudoscience in the room with us now? Got
aspects of, my Oura ring gave me what my highest score was for the year, what my average sleep was per night.
Because it has actual data. Because it's collecting actual data from your ring. Prove It is not doing that. Oh my God. You are standing so close to the point and missing it. It's unbelievable.
Et cetera, et cetera. And so, I think that everything starts with energy, and that's including you all. And everything starts with energy. That's ketones is energy. And so, I think that if we realize that people are looking for stability, but excitement and security and something that's next generation, that's what we're packaging for everyone. But it doesn't matter what we package. What matters is what you're doing consistently. And I would say that if your awareness is up about yourself, then my challenge to you would be teaching people how to create more quality right now.
And my challenge for you, Brian, is to be ethical in everything that you do and stop preying on people.
In speed of it, but more importantly, stack the consistency. If you want to build $1 million income and 90% of that pace of the income is going to be set the last 3 months, what that means is that the other the other 9 months, what you're going to have to do is be consistent and use those as building blocks. It's called stacking days. I'm talking to my son about it all the time about basketball right now. It's stacking days. You don't miss a day. And it's not about getting as much as you can in one day. Whatever it is that you can do, focus on doing that with a high level of intensity, a high level of passion and conviction, and then stack that.
I think stacking habits is a fantastic idea if that's your thing. But I also think that people should be paid for the work that they're doing. And he's asking people in Prove It, the distributors in Prove It, and the average income or the median income in 2022, if I remember correctly, was under $11 for the year. So you're asking people to continue to show up for 9 months every single day with a high level of energy and a high level of intensity to promote Prove It's ketones, and they're not getting paid. But hey, hang on, guys. You'll get paid in the last 3 months. Just keep stacking those habits and working for free. And come, October, November, December, that's when you're going to make 90% of your income. People deserve to be paid for their time. People deserve to be paid for their work. There's nothing wrong with that. And especially with the state of the economy. This guy who is sitting in this house in Florida and talking about how he just went to Disney with his kids, and having all this money that he has, and he's trying to ask the distributors in the company to work for free for 9 months in the event that the last 3 months of the year that they're going to, make 90% of their income. So work for free or for 10% of your income for the year. We could break that down really with the median being less than $11. Work for pennies, literal pennies, for the 9 months so that you can make, $10 according to the median income on their income disclosure statement. Like, that's absurd. That's absurd. Here's a fun little thing, Brian. How about if you stop collecting income, allegedly, off of having those distributor positions? How about if you stop with the private deals, the secret handshakes, the, elevating your buddies, if you will? How about you take a pay cut? How about that? And how about you stop preying on people? And I mean that in more than one way. Will I elaborate? No. That's my challenge for you, Brian, because how dare you ask these distributors that have been sold this pipe dream of being their own boss and working for themselves, keep showing up, guys. Show up every day. Leaders show up. But you're not going to get paid while he gets paid. That's ironic.
Stack that, and you're stacking that. That's what creates momentum. You're stacking that with other people.
You know what you could do? You could stack that same content, but as somebody that uses affiliate links, and you'll make more than you will in Prove It, or any MLM for that matter, based on statistics from the FTC. See how I cited a source, Brian? It's very simple. Very simple. And I know you know how to do that because you just talked about data that came from your Aura ring. So I know you're familiar with how that works.
Some of you, that compression might take place sooner than later, but you have to stack it, and it stacks with you and your intensity and with how much are you being distracted. You have to be the motor, and this is a question that I've always asked of myself, or as you get building, right now, if your financial future was dependent on you having a team of yous, how successful would you be? Like for some of you, you're going to answer that question. You're going to be like, man, if I could find 25 of me's, I'd be making 200,000 a month. Others of you, if you're
That's an unrealistic example. That's a weird example because people are individuals. So trying to say, oh man, if I had 10 of me, if I had 25 of me, I'd be making so much money. That's not even a reasonable example. That's daydreaming. That's imagination. Oh, I have the perfect sound effect for this. Hold on. That is that's not reality. Oh my God, this is so perfect, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm like ruining the moment, but like imagination.
Come with me, and you'll
Right.
be in a world of
Pure imagination. Okay, I gotta stop. From Willy Wonka. Yeah, main character syndrome facts.
really honest, you'd be like, man, if I found 25 of me, we'd have to find someone that was working. Because with our business model and in life, sometimes what we do is we camouflage what we're doing and we create a false sense of reality. I call it like running on the
Yeah.
treadmill. It looks like we're doing a lot, but the reality of it is we're not doing things productive to get us.
You're calling it running on a treadmill. I would call it running on a hamster wheel, thinking you're getting somewhere. You're just running in circles.
Ahead. You know, we're not doing the things that we need to do to be in the best shape of our life, whether it's physical shape or whether it's financial shape. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was just talking about people in general, and
What
it was talking
podcast?
about, God, work, and love. And it was like, in life, in our physical life today, and I got a lot out of this that the two most important things are our work. Like, what is our body of work on earth? Like, what is our purpose? What are we doing? What are we contributing? And it has to.
People's purpose is not to be in a multi-level marketing company to fund their upline's lifestyle, who also, because of the revenue, funds your lifestyle, where you have multiple houses and all the cars and fly around on a private jet. That's not people's purpose, Brian.
It has to fuel us to grow, right? And are we eaten up by it? And that mission that you're on, are you on a mission right now? We set out on a mission 10 years ago. The question is, we have to ask ourselves, as a company or a collective or
Hey, Tish.
relationships, is I have to look in the mirror and say, well, did we accomplish our mission, or is our mission bigger than ever to keep us in the game at the same intensity level? Because if it's not, then spiritually you're going backwards with your work on earth. You have to find something that's driving you at that level. And then there's never a conflict. A lot of you heard me do a training called Priorities Are Never in Conflict.
Oh, wow. I've never heard that before, Brian. I think you've been saying that for 10 years. I remember Kendra McMurphy saying that to me when she was trying to get me to go to Brian's house as I was waiting for my Uber to go to the airport. Thank God I didn't go. Thank God I didn't stay at his house.
But there's never a conflict because your work is part of you. It's part of your legacy. It's part of what you're leaving behind. It's not the results that you end up achieving as your legacy. It's the relentless pursuit of it that makes you happy and what gives you the example to give your kids, to give your generational kids, right? Your grandkids. And for a lot of us, what we realize is that complacency is the devil. Contentment is the devil. And so this podcast was just really challenging me. I felt like it was speaking to me because it was like, listen, your kids are your priority. Your family is your priority, right? Well, your family and the way you can enjoy your family even more purposeful on purpose is when you know you're taking care of your business, and your family has to know that that is your mission. So they're not in conflict.
It's all part of the illusion. If I put my hands in front of the microphone and the camera enough, people are going to think I am, working my magic on them. All part of the illusion.
But don't use your family as an excuse. And it's the number one thing that I've seen within our industry in 30 years, that when people start getting content or tapping out or looking for an easy way out, what they do is they use their family as an excuse for their activity, their intensity. And then
Oh
and
my
then what
God.
our industry's eaten up with right now is not going out and reaching the winners that haven't won yet and they never had the opportunity to be taught. What our industry's caught in a conflict of is people trying to repopulate people doing the same thing, the same industry, the same
How do you repopulate people? How does that work?
activities,
I have
just with a different company and different product. And they're calling it different, but there's always a lifespan. And most people, if you watch, most people don't have the intensity or don't have the focus to stick with something more than 2 to 4 years of true effort.
Wow, I almost said, well, I was close. I said 3 to 5 years earlier a couple times. 2 to 4 years now. Guys, stick with it for 2 to 4 years. And on that 5th year, anywhere from, wait, I was right. Anywhere from year 3 to 5. Yeah. Wow. It's almost like I've never heard that before, Brian. And that is sarcasm.
True effort. Now, we have people within our company that they've been paid for the last 8 years and they haven't worked in 5. And those are the same people that hurt our industry say, well, I set it up.
And how many people in Prove It are doing that same thing? Brian, if you have distributor positions in Prove It, are you working with those teams or are you just collecting the check?
Properly, or it's work once and get paid the rest. No, you kind of got lucky.
Guys, I just muted my mic for no reason. I have a special guest. She doesn't appear in every video, but some videos. And her name is Luna. I feel like it's a great time for a floof break. Oh, big kitty stretches. You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here, Mama. She's got to rub her face on my desk. Come here, baby. Come here. Playing hard to get. I get it. Come here. Why do you fight this? You come over because you want me to hold you, but then you fight me. I don't understand it. Why is that? Why is that, little girl? Hi. Purrs. Yeah, we need a Luna refresh. Yeah, with her clean teeth. She had her teeth cleaned at the vet. Yeah, neat. Toe beans. Yeah. She did great with her dental cleaning. The vet said that her teeth look fantastic, so that's good. And then Stormy and Leo are actually going on Sunday to have their teeth cleaned as well. So, ma'am, relax. What are you doing? Oh, she's got her eyes closed. Yes, always up for a floof break. She really is. She's such a good girl. Huh. She's just a little baby, even though she's 3. She's little, though, so I feel like she's a baby. Luna doesn't like Brian either. Okay, thank you. Oh, big stretches. All right, back to Brian and his word salad.
Because that's not real life and that's not what's going to create fulfillment.
I
To
don't.
me, this call is about
I don't sing to her, but I talk to her all the time. That I do.
beginnings and understanding what you're beginning is what you can focus on consistently and what you can pursue passionately as an ongoing basis. So whatever it is that you're beginning this year, just do it with a purpose that you can consistently keep that pace up. And then maybe you can increase your pace, but you never want to pull your pace back until you're retired, until you're saying, I'm in phase 3 of life. I'm in the retirement mode of life. I'm in the twilight, baby. But I don't think many of us on this call are in the twilight of our life. And then work becomes a different function. It might become the social function of our life. But right now, what is your body of work? What are you doing to pursue it relentlessly? And that's to me what 2025 is about. 2025 is about that beginning. And the reason I say that the beginning is about what you can do consistently or increase it is listen, yesterday I walked 10,000 steps. Give me a thumbs up. That's big for me because I've been sedentary for a while. And guess what else I did? I did push-ups, air squats, and what else I do? Chin-ups, because there's a chin-up thing. But it was only 20, 25 minutes. But you know what? I know that I can consistently do what I did without having to say, man, I got to do this program and this program. I'll get there. But what I want to do in 2025 is create a habit that I can consistently achieve over and over and over. So that beginning will turn into creating something magnificent. So my ultimate goal is energy, is to have more energy because I want to enjoy my kids for longer. And I find when I don't have energy, that I get frustrated, I get snippy, I get tired too quick, and they are 10 and they have all the energy in the world. So energy comes from ketones. Energy comes from money. Let me ask you a question. When you have an abundance of money in your pocket, when you have an abundance of growth of money happening, do you feel more energy or less energy? There's a book called The Power of Money. Money is true energy, right?
I can't believe he is saying this, considering the majority of people in Prove It are not making any money. As he's sitting in this vacation home talking about Disney and Universal and I'm actually stunned by this. The audacity, the privilege, the ick, I don't even know. Oh my God.
And money will make better people better and bad people worse.
Case in point, in my opinion, money can make bad people worse. Again, in my opinion.
So my point being is that energy is all around us. I think that's genuinely what we are. And so today I would just encourage you is like, let's define 2025 together. Let's charge into it. We did bingo cards this year, and as well as vision boards. I did a vision book so I can keep that journal with each segment of my life of what I want to do consistently and create new. And then we did little bingo cards, and bingo cards are more activities where we can like intentionally cross it off, right? To feel that power and that energy of that accomplishment. And I would encourage all of you. I think that we're going to do a little treat to get everyone to do a little charge, a little prove it bingo, maybe put some incentives behind it, but to have fun with it. Because I think 2025 is the time to thrive, right? Like if you're not thriving, let's go. Let's thrive and let's dare to be great. Let's dream big, be bold. Mighty forces will come to our aid. Remember to focus on the things that we can control and not worry about the things that we can't. Listen, everyone's going through a struggle. And I believe this, the greater the struggle, the greater the victory. But I can tell you right
Oh,
now that with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain, right? But one seed of doubt will absolutely cripple you. And so I'm challenging each and every one of you to move forward with the faith of a mustard seed. The only thing that we have right now is a platform. It's a platform for creation and for beginning, but you have to do the work. It's not going to do the work for you. You're not going to sign up 10 people and then it's just going to take off. That happens every once in a while when you catch momentum and you have other creators that are creating. But I'm telling you, it's a platform that is the fastest way to exponentially compound your energy and your efforts to actually receive it back. And so I think that this is our year to redefine the industry that I fell in love with 30 years ago. Right now it needs some people to raise the standard, to go back to the basics, but to give people that feeling of, wait a minute, this is new and it's also stable.
except it's neither of those things. Prove It is not new, and it's definitely not stable. So I feel like what I'm hearing him say is that he's looking for new inner circle members. He's looking for people that are an example of, hey, this works, so that he can platform them. And then whatever else.
Wait a minute, we are doing some next gen things, and we have the ability to truly create legacy. And I think you're going to see that from us in some major announcements that we've been creating and been working on in when I say in the deeply behind the scenes for the last really 12 months. And everything's a process. So I just appreciate you all letting me share with you with what I'm doing in 2025, and hopefully it maybe motivated some of you all temporarily. But my hope is that there's a handful of you that become inspired. One of my things that I hope that I'm inspiring in some of you is, partnership. Like, let's really create the dynamic of a deeper level of quality partnership between us.
No,
And that is my personal invitation, not just
declined. No, thank you.
not just a connection, not just loosely, but a true quality of it. And I think that that's what's missing right now within our industry. And I think that really the world, like I think there's so many teenagers, maybe we even want to start and spawn a movement for the youth as we move
What?
forward through 2025. And
How about you leave the youth alone? How about you take your greedy little paws off of the youth? The only reason that he would do something like this is for personal gain, financial personal gain, in my opinion.
and have that as part of a beginning, because there's more people lonely today than ever before. And part of it is because of all of the tools that we use every day with social media. And just because they're texting or it looks like that they're engaged in something, some of that is coping and it's escape. But, I think that what people are truly missing is that if you don't have high quality relationships around you, you're going to feel lonely at times. And so, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm sharing that with you because I feel that at times, right?
Yeah, we knew. I knew this entire time when you were saying stuff like this, it was because you were telling on yourself. Because they always tell on themselves. You're feeling lonely because your inner circle is leaving. Oh, don't worry. You still have Nick Martinez. You still have Stephanie Milky. Where's Steve, by the way? Where's Steve Milky at? Where's he at? You don't have Michael Rutherford anymore because y'all like to be in court together, suing one another. You feeling a little lonely, Brian? Revenue is down. Your lack of leadership is showing. Yeah, I love that for you. That's called accountability. Look in the mirror, Brian.
I'm very fortunate that I have a handful of like really close relationships. But I'm going to tell you that in this whole world of Even Prove It, you know how many hundreds of people I've had come across my desk professing their friendship or loyalty. And then as soon as
You've probably done the same thing to the same amount of people, if not more. Nobody feels sorry for you, Brian. You're the CEO of a multi-level marketing company who's talking about being in his vacation house, sitting in his privilege, and also putting a GoFundMe together for Blake Mallon, who lost his house in the fires of California, who was a millionaire that also was coming from MLM scheming and scamming, in my opinion. The scheming and scamming part, in my opinion. But he did come from Visalis. And now I think he's the president. I think that's his title in Prove It. How much did you donate, Brian? Oh, but you're lonely. Oh. I don't feel sorry for you. You're creating this idea of community based off of transactional relationships. You've created this idea of community based off of pinning distributors against one another and secret side deals and other predatory nature. And we're supposed to feel sorry for you because you're feeling lonely and you're waiting for the next group of distributors to step up to show you that, hey, this is still possible. And 2025 is our year. No, it's not. Nobody feels sorry for you, Brian. This is called accountability. You've taken advantage of people for years, taken advantage of their time, their energy, their money, their effort. And oh, you're lonely. Oh,
something
get out of here.
else didn't go their way, like you can't find them, right? And it's a great learning lesson. There's a lot of wisdom in that, even though I was told that by mentors of mine years ago. You don't really get a sense of it until you experience it. And so right now, what's really, really great is we all have a lot of built-in rapport, that we're all charging the same direction. We all have vision. We're all achievers. We're all champions on this phone looking for more. But remember, sometimes more is right in front of us. We just have to give that more. And whatever you fuel is going to go. Whatever our focus goes, our energy is going to go
That's his internet glitching.
into it. So make sure you're focused on the right things. My last message is be careful of framing. And this is the thing I'm reminding myself of, just mentally, not just verbally, but it's framing. It's hopefully you're framing that as, yes, this year, let's go 2025. It's going to be the best year ever. And then I laughed a minute ago. I said, yeah, like every year. But no, it's really, this is going to be the best year ever. 2025 is going to be huge versus, oh God, another year. I mean, here we go. The way that we frame things and the way we communicate things, words have power. That's going to be our next COC call. But it's the words that we speak to ourselves that have the most power. It's just like waking up and say, yes, today is going to be a great day versus, oh my gosh, another cold day today. The reason I'm saying another cold day today is because I'm getting ready to leave 70.
Yeah, and go through the GoFundMe and see if you find Brian's name or prove its name. Maybe it's one of the $500 anonymous donations or something.
Degree weather to go back to 20-degree weather, right? So I have to be careful how I'm framing mentally just things that are happening in my day.
And also, I already know the answer to that, Melissa. Just want to throw that out there.
So all of you have the ability right now to frame this as your year. I truly believe 2025 is your year. And I believe that we have a platform that continues to make history. And I think that we have the opportunity to really reinvent and do something very, very special that our industry truly needs, but it needs it from a group of people that are equally yoked with a little bit of the same values of wanting to do it consistently and leaving something there that people have an honest way of looking at what is in front of them to get. And so many people look at our industry as a lottery ticket. And as you guys know, what happens with lottery winners, it's not a lottery ticket. It's a real business. And so
except it's not a real business. Prove It is a real business. Being a distributor in Prove It is not a real business. Brian knows that. Come on. You guys are business owners. Oh, really? Are they going to make decisions on how much the box of 30 ketones is going to be? Or did they? No. You made that call? Are they deciding what flavors to come out? No. Oh, that's right. You made that call, right? They don't make any decisions showing that they're a business owner. They're distributors in a company that are working for free, most of them, based on your income disclosure statement.
It's encouraging you and challenging you.
One moment.
Like your color combination here.
It matches my sweatshirt,
It's
kind
like
of.
the orange with the purple and the teal.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It looks good on camera.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
One moment. My oldest.
When do you think you'll be done?
Probably here in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
I'll talk to you when I'm done.
Okay.
About dinner?
That's all I was asking. Yeah.
About dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that here in a second. I should be done because I'm getting hungry too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys
We
are.
all
Yeah, I'll be out in a few.
Okay.
Parenting, dinner. I didn't plan anything. I think we're probably going to go out to dinner or something. We have a new member. You know what time it is. It is shoulder smoke. I got to do the hand wave in front. So it's like, what Brian's doing, trying to hypnotize his audience or something. I don't know. Welcome, Megan. Thank you for becoming a member. If you'd like to become a member, you can click the join button, I believe, depending on how you're watching. And if you don't see that, there should be a link in the video description that says become a member of the channel. I think join the channel, something along those lines that you can join. I do a lot of members only lives. We chit chat. I make thumbnails. We preview stuff. I live film. So some of the videos that you'll see that my incredible editor, Ava, does, some of those I will film live with the members, which is a lot of fun. I've gotten really great feedback on that. So if you'd like to become a member, click the join button or check out that link in the video description. And then there is a link to the Discord under the community tab once you become a member. So welcome, Megan.
To set your business goals, your personal goals, and use this as being a a year for you to break through to be a better version of yourself. And if you want to do better, just be better, you know, and be better starts with the one step at a time, the smallest seed. So, with that being said, Christina, I've taken up too much of your all's time, but I do appreciate it. It's great
Indeed.
to be on the call tonight. So,
Okay, I'm going to end that here because I don't want to hear their crazy wrap up where they talk about all the promos and the sales. And guys, this new flavor that's actually an old flavor is dropping. And so make sure you grab 2 boxes, caffeinated and uncaffeinated, because you never know what your customers are going to want. No, I don't want to hear any of that. Bruh, welcome. I did a little shoulders today too at the gym, but you can't see them. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you. I love your profile picture. Is that a black lip or is that a dark red? I need to know, Brooke. What are the details? I love that. Very demure. New Prove It flavor, word salad. Yes. Yeah. Oh, another member. This is so exciting. That could have been an email, Brian. Yeah. Yeah. Christina, hello. Thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate you. I like my coffee, or I like my caffeine in coffee form. Same. I do enjoy a pre-workout as well before working out. Word salad flavor ketones. I love it. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. I know that I have been doing a lot of live streams, and I love spending this time live with you guys. My schedule is going to be a little bit different throughout the rest of the month. What I'm planning on is 1 edited video a week and then 2 live streams. So I'll try and keep everybody up to date and at least give you a notice the day before. So just know that that's going to be through the rest of this month because of budgeting with my incredible editor Ava. So I appreciate you guys being flexible when it comes to that. Thank you guys for being here. And if you would, after I end this live stream, if you would go and drop a salad emoji in the comments, that would be amazing. And also I think kind of funny considering what we covered tonight. So thanks again for being here. And just a friendly reminder, if you would like and subscribe to this channel, it helps me to get the word out so people don't think that this is legitimate training or a legitimate business or anything that's worth their time, energy, and creativity. Speaking of Prove It and multi-level marketing companies in general. And yeah, I'm going to go have dinner with my family. Thank you guys again. And I'll see you on the next, Monday will be an edited video, but next Wednesday I will be back here streaming. So thanks for being here. And if you have a second, check out my website, erinbees.com. Okay. Bye everybody.